Stop. Before you post that New Year, New Me status update, before you tell your family about your business idea for 2026, before you announce your return to the gym, stop. You think you are building accountability. You think you are sharing your joy. But Friedrich Nietzsche would tell you that you are actually digging your own grave. There is a biological and philosophical reason why 90% of resolutions fail by January 15th. It is not because you are lazy. It is not because you lack discipline. It is because you opened your mouth. The moment you tell someone your plan, your brain releases the dopamine reward as if you had already achieved it. You trick your own mind. You feel the satisfaction of the victory without fighting the war. And when the morning comes, and the work is hard, and the applause is gone, you quit. If you want 2026 to be the year you finally become who you are, the first rule is absolute silence. The herd wants you weak. Friedrich Nietzsche warned us about the you-herd instinct. The herd does not want you to become the Übermensch, the overman. The herd wants you to stay warm, safe, and mediocre in the middle of the crowd. When you announce a great ambition, you trigger two things in the herd. First, you trigger their envy. They will subconsciously try to sabotage you with realistic advice. Be careful, they will say. Don't aim too high. This is poison. Second, you trigger your own vanity. You become an actor on a stage, performing the role of a successful person instead of being one. Nietzsche wrote, and thus spoke Zarathustra, "Flee, my friend, into your solitude. I see you deafened by the noise of the great men and stung by the stings of the little ones. The little ones are the people you are trying to impress with your announcements. Today, we are going to walk into the mountains. We are going to execute a protocol of silence. By the end of this video, you will understand why the most dangerous man in the room is the one who says nothing. You will learn how to disappear for 6 months to return unrecognizable. Here are the 7 laws of strategic silence for 2026. Law 1. The dissipation of will. Nietzsche spoke of the will to power, the fundamental drive within you to grow, to overcome, to dominate your own weaknesses. Think of this will as a pressurized gas tank. It is potential energy. Every time you speak about your goals, you open the valve, you let the gas hiss out. You tell a friend, "I'm going to write a book." You lose pressure. You post on Instagram, "Twix is my year." You lose more pressure. By the time you actually sit down to write or work, the tank is empty. You have no drive left because you spent it all on talking. The master keeps the valve shut. He lets the pressure build and build until it becomes unbearable. He uses that internal agony to fuel action. He doesn't talk because he needs the energy to work. Keep your tank pressurized. Law 2. The sabotage of good advice. Nietzsche despised pity and comfort. He believed that suffering was necessary for growth. But when you tell your plans to your friends or family, what do? They try to protect you from suffering. If you say, "I'm going to risk everything to start this company," they will say, "Was that safe? Maybe you should keep your job just in case." They sound like they love you. In reality, they are the voice of the herd trying to pull you back to the average. They are terrified of your potential failure because it reminds them of their own cowardice. Nietzsche said, "The poison of the tarantula. Do not let the tarantulas bite your ambition with their safety. Silence protects your vision from the infection of mediocrity." Law 3. The incubator of solitude. Zarathustra, Nietzsche's prophet, spent 10 years alone in a cave before he came down to speak to humanity. 10 years. You cannot spend 10 minutes off your phone. Great ideas are fragile in the beginning. They are like a flickering candle. If you expose them to the wind of public opinion too early, they blow out. You need an incubator. For the next 6 months, your project must exist in a vacuum. No feedback, no validation, no likes. When you work in the dark, you make mistakes that no one sees. You correct them, you get stronger. By the time you reveal your work to the world, it shouldn't be on a plan. It should be a finished, undeniable reality. Don't show them the blueprint. Show them the castle. Law 4. The aristocracy of the soul. Nietzsche believed in a spiritual hierarchy. There are slaves and there are masters. The slave morality relies on external validation. The slave needs the master to say, "Good boy." The slave needs the group to nod in agreement. The master creates his own values. He does not need a witness to know he is working hard. Ask yourself, if you achieved your biggest goal for 2026, but you were never allowed to tell anyone about it, would you still do it? If the answer is no, then you are not chasing a goal. You are chasing applause. Silence forces you to confront your true motives. It strips away the vanity. It leaves only the raw truth of who you are. This is the path to the Übermensch. Law 5. The element of terror. Let's talk about power. Real power. There is nothing terrifying about a man who explains everything. We know what he wants. We know his fears. He is predictable. But the man who is silent, he is a question mark. He is the abyss. When you disappear for 6 months, when you stop posting, stop explaining, stop complaining, people start to wonder, what is he doing? Is he failing? Is he plotting? Your silence occupies their mind rent-free. Nietzsche said, "Of what is great, one must either be silent or speak with greatness. Since you are not yet great, choose silence. Let them create rumors. Let them doubt. While they gossip, you work." When you finally re-emerge, the shock of your transformation will be 10 times more powerful because they didn't see it coming. Law 6. Avoiding the evil eye. You don't have to be superstitious to understand that envy is real energy. Nietzsche described ressentiment, the deep, hidden resentment that the weak feel toward the strong. When you announce your plans, you paint a target on your back. You invite the ressentiment of every person who gave up on their own dreams. They will not attack you openly. They will use passive aggression. They will waste your time. They will create drama to distract you. Why give them the weapon? In war, you use camouflage. You hide your troop movements. Your life is a war against your own limitations. Camouflage your intentions. Move in the shadows until it is too late for them to stop you. Law 7. The final metamorphosis. Nietzsche describes the 3 transformations of the spirit: the lion and the child. The camel carries the burden of others. The lion fights the dragon called "Thou shalt." But to become the lion, you must leave the desert of the camel. You must separate. This year, 2026, is your lion year. The lion does not roar to impress the sheep. The lion roars to declare his territory. But you cannot be a lion if you are still bleeding with the sheep about your New Year's resolutions. The lion hunts in silence. Be the predator of your own destiny, not the prey of your own mouth. The 6-month protocol. Here's your protocol for tonight. While the world is drinking champagne and screaming about the future, you will do the opposite. You will write your goals down on a piece of paper. You will make them specific. You will make them terrifyingly high, and then you will burn the paper, or you will hide it where no one can find it. You will make a pact with yourself. I will not speak of this until it is done. You are going to disappear. Not physically. You will still go to your job. You will still smile at your family. But mentally, you are checking out of the matrix. No more explaining yourself. No more seeking approval. You are entering the monk mode. You are entering the cave of Zarathustra. For 6 months, you will channel every ounce of that dopamine into the work. When you want to tell someone, you will do 10 push-ups instead. When you want to post a status, you will write a page instead. You will suffer. You will feel lonely. Good. That loneliness is the heat of the forge. It is burning away the weakness. Join the silent order. Most people are addicted to the noise. They have already clicked away from this video because the truth makes them uncomfortable. They need the lie, but you are still here. This means you are ready for the burden. You are ready to carry the silence. If this message resonated with your spirit, like this video. Do not do it for me. Do it to signal to the algorithm that you demand strength over weakness. By liking, you help this philosophy reach the few others who are ready to wake up. And now, seal your pact in the darkness. Go to the comments below and write only one phrase: I will disappear. Let this be the last thing you announce before the work begins. Subscribe to the channel to sharpen your mind for the battles ahead. We will meet here again when the work is done.